Hi there, I am Tanya Windiger, and today I want to talk about how to help ourselves when we feel so overwhelmed and stressed or feeling stuck, not being able to get ahead, not seeing any progress in how we manage our complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So overwhelm is a feeling that's something so natural for me, and I know it's part of the complex post-traumatic stress disorder, that whole either feeling all the emotions so intensely that you don't even really know exactly what emotion it is, or you're being so numb and not feeling nothing. And I really want to avoid this. I want to have just good feelings and be okay with my feelings and things like that. So I had to find a way, and for me it started with planning. Even though initially I did not like it, I did not even like the word planning, it just freaked me out. But it was all the way back in 2003 when I started university. And for the students, we had lots of workshops and things we could attend. And one of them was in helping us to plan. So we managed to get our assignments and things in on time. And I did all these workshops. And a lot of the time, it made me feel even worse about myself. Because even though I did everything that was how they taught us to do and plan, it didn't work for me. And I guess that's when we have to understand or be accepting with ourselves that sometimes we have to tweak things just a little bit so they fit for us as well. So I know that planning, I can't plan the whole day out, just one task after the other, because even just looking at that plan makes me feel really stressed and overwhelmed. Am I going to cope? What happens if I zone out, or when I go numb, or if I regress? I'm not going to be able to keep up that schedule. Okay, so I had to do something, I had to change something, and I learned that I had to, if I planned things in little chunks and I had to have gaps in between them, that it helped me to feel a bit more at ease, because I could learn or train my brain, so to speak. Okay, this is the block, and I put a timer on, where we focus on the here and now, and on that task, as in my case it was studying, or whatever it is for you, I'm going to focus on this, and after the timer goes up, it's free time again, and my mind can wander and do whatever it wants. So I really had to allow for this free time, and it gave me tremendous relief. I could learn, I managed to train my brain, wasn't always successful, but mostly successful, so to speak, to be able to stick to that plan now, because I had these gaps in there. Complex post-traumatic stress disorder there is a physical component to it in our brain. We have to learn things differently. We have to build those new neuronal pathways to help us manage our symptoms better. So allowing these little gaps made a tremendous change for me. And also not beating up on myself at the end of the week if I did not reach my goals and things like that. Because that, for many years, my psychiatrist kept telling me that beating up on myself is just keeping me stuck. At the end of the day, he said, all you're doing is repeating what the abusers said to me in the past. I'm doing this to myself now. And I kept arguing for many, many years that no, I needed to be tough on myself. So I learned, and so I would move forward. I wouldn't progress any other way. And I must admit now, I was wrong. Okay, so the beating up on myself did not help me feel better about myself. It did not help me progress any faster. Now that I stopped doing that, it helped me tremendously. I just had a week. I was totally overwhelmed. It was chaos, really. I did not plan it properly. I just got in total. I had so many deadlines for my PhD project in regards of grant writing and submitting abstracts and things like that. So I'm just very lucky that I have a very, very supportive and understanding supervisor to help me there. So I managed to get everything in on time, but it did not go the way I wanted it to go. You know, this was not an enjoyable week at all. And in the past I would have just gone so mad and angry at myself, but I don't allow that anymore. So instead I just go, okay, I accept this week did not go the way I wanted it to be. And I know I can do better than that. So I ask myself the question, so what am I going to do different this coming week so this doesn't happen again? Okay. And have that belief and trust in yourself that you can figure things out. You can work out a way that works better for you. It's that belief is really, really crucial and important. And now so I can kind of look forward in a way to the new week and not feel so stressed about it, because I've worked out different ways how I'm going to do this, and I'm going to try this, I'm going to give this a go, so things aren't going to be quite as overwhelming again for me in the future. And kind of dividing all these tasks up in little components so I can reach little milestones along the week. Or, you know, there can be very different goals. Some goals I had that I had to work on for years, if that's, for example, social. If I want to be more social and be okay with people and feeling more confident, you know, I was working on that for so long, just being able to walk, and if I pass a person, to be able to just smile at that person and confidently say good morning. You know, I could not do that. I just was so shy and, you know, social issues. So I had to really break this down. And to start with, to get myself to just go out there on a walk, okay, it's okay, I can just stare on the ground and keep walking, don't have to look at anyone. But then as I did that, I had to move to the next step, okay, looking up, then the next step, looking at that person and smiling, next step, even if it's just a whisper, good morning, and then being able to say confidently good morning and smile at that person. And smiles are for free. So you see, it's all the little steps. Allow yourself to break it down. Don't expect yourself to go from not being able to leave the house to go out there and confidently say good morning and smile at people. Okay, we have to be kind to ourselves and give ourselves that time. And in that case, when you go, don't ever expect anything in return from other people. Okay, do it for yourself. You know, if you're smiling at other people and that person's not smiling back, don't take it personal and go back home and think, or, you know, I did that. I did that too. I took it really, really personal. The person, I smiled and that the person didn't smile back, and it's like, oh, what's wrong? You know, they don't like me. It's not about me. I don't know what's going on in that person's life. You know, they might have their partner in hospital. So give a smile anyway. Just give it because it's free and we can smile at people and send them some happiness and some positive thoughts just because. Okay, so it's very important for us to not compare ourselves to others and not letting other people influence so much or take things so personal. So with that, I hope you find it useful, and as always, I want to send you lots of love and rainbows to help your planning this time. Okay, bye for now.